Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have an update for a long-awaited expanded VA clinic in Prestonsburg. Plus, Floyd County officials are trying to update the mapping and signage for easier use.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on November 9th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And once again, Brandon, we are just continuing to wait for a little bit of rain. Honestly, anything that we can get.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been an absolute mess. You've been covering forest fires for the last couple of days, and we just continue to watch them grow. Hopefully, tonight will be the end of most of them, if not all of them, thanks to some heavier pockets of rain. That is not the case this morning. US 119 on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain there, and no issues up there so far this morning. As we look down the mountain, you see there the trail up there, and again, not too much going on up that way this morning. Temperatures very mild, 67 up there, 61 Clintwood, 55 Grundy, 59 in Wise. Everybody else is upper 60s and low 70s there, except for Jacksboro, 64 down that way this morning. Statewide, region-wide, 72 Clarksville, Tennessee, right on the border there, 70 Lexington, Somerset, 71 in Louisville. But look back out toward Carbondale, Illinois. 53, so the cold air is coming into play. It will be here before you know it behind that front. So the breakdown for today, we're going to look at temperatures potentially getting into the upper 60s a little bit later on. Rain chances around, but I don't think they're going to be in big play until we get into tonight, when we see those possibilities for rain really pick up toward tomorrow morning. Olivia?
Brandon, thank you. The Interim Joint Committee on Veterans and Military Affairs hosted a meeting yesterday at the state capitol to discuss several topics. One of them, VA nursing homes and the problems many veterans have been facing. Julia Sandor was at the meeting.
Veterans Day is just a few days away, but emotions filled the room when they remembered the veterans they've lost.
My dad is retired Sergeant Major Frank Brantley. He served 30 years in the Army. Last year, he needed to go to an assisted living from his home. My dad actually passed away last month. He had been waiting a year to get into that facility.
Committee members listened to the Brantley family's story. Time and time again, she waited for a call and a bed to open up for her father.
I would always hear the same story. Okay, I'll get his records. I'll present it to the admissions committee, and I'll be able to give you an update.
She says the Radcliffe Veterans Center had nearly half of their beds empty at the time, and she was told they faced staffing shortages. Senator Matthew Deneen says he toured these facilities himself, and he has the same concerns.
Our capacity rates are hanging in the 40 percentile range. That's not acceptable.
Whether it be nurse shortages or the inability to fill vacancies, committee members say there needs to be better communication to fix this problem head on.
Our veterans answered the call when we needed them, and it's our duty to answer their needs, late in life. And our VA centers, as we've built several of them across the Commonwealth, that's what their purpose is.
For now, in Frankfort, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
Following those tense discussions in the committee room, they all say they are on the same side and hope to work together in the future to resolve these issues. The Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs also offered the committee their 4-year plan to address some of these concerns. More than 1 year ago, after years of meetings and voiced concerns, the Department of Veterans Affairs announced plans to open an expanded VA clinic in Prestonsburg. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has an update on that project, which officials say is ahead of schedule.
When it comes to veteran medical care, Floyd County officials say it is time for change.
We need to give them the medical services that we've promised them. and they're not getting that with this little clinic down here.
Which is why the Veterans Affairs outpatient clinic in Prestonsburg is expanding, bringing a 13,500 square foot clinic to the vacant lot behind City Hall.
And we worked with them quite feverishly to try to get this site selected as the spot where the Veteran Center will go.
Though the original timeline did not have boots on the ground until 2025, Mayor Les Stapleton says the geotechnical work is already underway to double the size of the current clinic.
The services are going to be expanded, and we're not sure exactly what yet. That'll be something that the VA Center will take care of. But the fact that they will be able to drive here as opposed to driving another 2 hours to Huntington is going to be substantial.
Stapleton says the new clinic will be a central center for care, keeping local veterans from traveling too far and bringing others to the Star City.
Right here in downtown, it's going to be accessible to everyone, so it's going to make a substantial difference for them. But for the city of Prestonsburg, obviously it's going to bring people to town. That's what we want.
Officials say they are excited to have a new way to give more.
They do the heavy lifting. They do the things that we don't want to do. They put themselves in harm's way so we can lay down to sleep at night.
Paying tribute to the people who put it all on the line. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Representatives with the Herschel Woody Williams VA Medical Center in West Virginia say this expansion is a response to the upswing in local demand. The current outpatient clinic is expected to remain open throughout construction of the new space. Earlier this week, the Public Service Commission announced it would close 2 coal-fired power plants in Louisville, but keep plants in Mercer and Carroll counties open. That brought criticism from Attorney General Daniel Cameron and others. Here is part of a statement released by Kentucky Coal Association President Tucker Davis. Kentuckians deserve and demand reliable, affordable electricity. Neither natural gas nor renewables like wind and solar will be able to meet even current demand, much less the rapidly increasing demand for electricity most experts see occurring over the next few decades. Coal must remain an important part of meeting our state's energy needs. Floyd County officials are working to upgrade the mapping and signage for the county road system and asking for the community's help. Judge Executive Robbie Williams says the county has been addressing issues with mapping since moving its dispatch into the county, working to make sure roads are clearly marked and each section of the county has a specific EMS responder. Now, he says the main focus is making sure signage is in place to properly indicate road names, so he is asking the public to be vigilant and report any incorrect or missing signs.
Those signs are critical. If you've got a policeman, you have an ambulance, fire department, somebody that really doesn't know the area, and they pull up, they're trying to find streets. It could be the difference between, you know, someone getting the medical treatment or the fire department.
Williams says visible house numbers are also important for first responders looking for a home. If your road is not properly marked, you are encouraged to contact the fiscal court at 606-886-9193.
.608 here on this Thursday morning, Friday Eve. We're looking at temperatures right now. We're going to focus on something else here in just a second, but you see we're basically, except for a few spots out there, very close to 70, either in the upper 60s or low 70s out there. But I want to show you something that's causing an impact on the situation at large. Now, we have some pretty good wind speeds. These are not wind gusts. These are current wind speeds right now coming out of the south and southwest, 16 miles per hour at Wise. So that's not a good situation over there. 12 at Monticello, 13 at Morehead. So again, that's what's spreading these fires. But if you look back out toward the west, you see the shift already starting where that front is getting ready to come through. You see it's coming in from the south for a little bit and then back out toward Owensboro and Clarksville, starting to come in from the north. That's where the front is this morning, and it's going to continue its trek into our region by this afternoon. Now, temperatures will probably start to go up just a smidge more before it's all said and done today. We will see the temperatures start to fall, though, this afternoon once the front comes through, and only spotty rain chances during the day. The better rain chances come overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return, we'll have the latest on the GOP debate from last night in Miami.